At first glance, it seems like a straightforward build, but small details tend to turn into bigger challenges. The camper for the Tacoma moves forward at a steady, deliberate pace, each step carefully lined up before the next one begins. Nothing is rushed. There's a clear sense that even a small mistake here could complicate things down the line. This is only the beginning, with something much larger quietly starting to take shape beyond what's visible here. Lightweight materials are chosen with strength and durability in mind. 5mm birch plywood is used here, along with 1.5 inches of rigid insulation. These aren't picked just because they are easy to get, but because of how they work together. Each one covers for the other's weaknesses, and in doing so, the whole structure becomes stronger and more reliable. After carefully measuring the truck bed and laying out the plan, the plywood base is cut and assembled. This step is slow and deliberate, with constant checking against the actual dimensions of the truck bed to make sure everything lines up exactly as it should. There's no room for guessing here, so each cut is marked, double-checked, and only then committed to. Once the pieces come together, the focus shifts to alignment and fit. The base needs to sit cleanly and evenly, because this is what everything else will be built on. Even the smallest error at this stage would carry forward, affecting how the rest of the structure sits and behaves. A generous amount of wood glue is applied, and the pieces are first tacked together with a pin nailer before screws are driven in to lock everything into a stable frame. The front wall is designed to carry most of the weight when the camper is in use, so extra strength and rigidity are built in from the start. Plywood is used to reinforce the structure, forming a solid barrier built to handle steady loads, as well as the constant movement that comes with travel. A creator uses a grinder with a flapper disc to even out all of the seams, smoothing the transitions so the structure starts to feel like one continuous surface instead of separate panels. All of these edges are sealed and covered with aluminum L-angle, adding both protection and a cleaner, more finished look to the exposed joints. Now the basic structure of the camper is finished, and the shape finally comes together as a complete shell. The door is installed as well, fitted with a proper lock for security. At this point, what remains is focused work on the next layers. The window opening is cut into the camper door, with careful attention to keeping the dimensions and alignment. There's not much room for error here. Even a small deviation can affect how the window fits, how it seals, and how it looks once everything is finished. Cutouts are then made in the inner plywood board for both the door lock and the window. Each opening is carefully matched to the outer layer, keeping everything aligned so the hardware and window sit cleanly in place once installed. Once the process is completed, the door feels noticeably more solid in hand. The insulation sits fully inside the structure, helping hold temperature better and cutting down on outside noise. With the inner panel bonded back in place, the surface is clean again, but the structure underneath is doing most of the work. Acrylic is a lightweight plastic commonly used in modern camper and caravan windows. It provides good all-around insulation and strong UV resistance, helping it perform well under constant sun exposure. The window is purpose-built for camper use, made from a durable, lightweight material designed to handle constant vibration, changing weather, and temperature changes. The mounting process starts with careful preparation and alignment to make sure everything sits correctly and safely. Bolts and brackets are then installed and tightened in a controlled sequence, so the pressure is spread evenly across all anchor points. This helps keep the structure stable, allowing it to handle vibration, road movement, and shifting loads over time. The next step is adding a pass-through window between the camper and the Tacoma cabin, creating a direct connection between the two spaces for communication and added safety. It starts with careful measuring and marking on both sides. The cut is planned so it doesn't interfere with any load-bearing sections or factory reinforcements, keeping everything strong while opening up the space between the two. The transition frame acts as a bridge between the truck cabin and the camper, tying the two openings together so they meet cleanly and stay aligned. A self-adhesive foam sealing tape is then applied around the perimeter of the camper-to-cabin connection window. Once compressed, the foam takes up any small gaps and irregularities, keeping the joint snug and helping absorb vibration while the vehicle is in motion. A metal backing plate is cut and positioned on the inside, acting as a load distribution layer for the tie-down system. On the outside, a stainless steel D-ring is set in place, and the fasteners are inserted and tightened, clamping the whole assembly together. The same setup is repeated on the other side of the camper to keep things balanced. An S-hook connected to a tension strap is then attached to the ring, forming part of the tie-down system that holds the camper to the truck. Once the straps are tightened, a steady downward and inward pressure is applied, keeping the camper firmly seated in the bed. This stage focuses on building the framing for the hard-side folding wall system, which forms the foundation of the pop-up section of the camper. It begins with careful planning and layout, since the geometry of these folding walls needs to work just right. They have to open and close smoothly, but still feel solid and rigid once fully extended. Reference lines are marked out, and each framing piece is measured and cut to precise dimensions, so everything lines up the way it should. The frame elements are then assembled, using lightweight but strong materials to keep things durable without adding unnecessary weight. Each section of the folding wall is built as a rigid panel, with reinforced joints to handle repeated movement and the stress that comes with travel. Hinges are installed at carefully planned points along the frame, allowing the wall sections to fold and unfold in a controlled way as the roof is raised and lowered. Their placement is key since it defines how the panels move and ensures everything folds down cleanly without binding or going out of alignment. The roof system is built around a controlled pop-up mechanism supported by gas-assisted struts. It's designed to lift smoothly and hold itself in place once raised without needing constant force or manual support. They take on the dynamic load of lifting the roof and holding it steady once it's in position. To complement the strut-assisted roof system, heavy-duty nylon pull-down straps are installed. They serve a dual purpose. On the functional side, they provide a direct way to pull the roof down, working together with the gas struts. Alongside that, they also act as a safety and stabilizing feature. Once the roof is in position, the straps help keep it firmly seated and secure. While the bigger structural work is going on, some time is also spent on the smaller details that really matter in the long run. These metal pieces are prepared to protect the areas that take the most wear and tear. An anti-moisture coating is applied as a key step in protecting the structure from the elements. It's worked carefully into the whole surface to make sure everything is fully covered, getting into edges and joints where moisture could otherwise find its way in. The next step is priming the camper surface to get it ready for the final finish. It goes on as a base layer that helps the paint or protective coating stick properly. At the same time, it smooths out small surface imperfections, evening things out so the finish looks more consistent across the whole camper. The process now moves into the finishing stage as the camper receives its paint coating. A marine-grade UV-resistant paint is used, chosen specifically for its ability to hold up under harsh sun, weather exposure, and constant road use. The interior ceiling is finished by applying an automotive-grade fabric. It is laid into place, keeping everything aligned and wrinkle-free. As it's applied, it's smoothed out from the center toward the edges, pushing out any air pockets and making sure it bonds evenly to the surface underneath. This is a moisture-resistant, high-durability material commonly used in vehicle interiors, chosen for its ability to handle humidity changes, resist sagging over time, and stay intact under constant vibration and movement. The metal strips go on, and the difference is noticeable right away. The edges and corners feel much more solid, while also cleaning up the overall look of the camper. The lines come through sharper, the details feel more defined, and the whole structure starts to look more finished, with a clear sense of careful, deliberate build quality. The roof structure is completed with the installation of aluminum sheeting forming the final protective outer layer of the pop-up system. Before it goes on, all contact surfaces are cleaned and properly prepared so the panels can sit flat and secure, without gaps or warping. The result is a tight, clean fit that not only improves aerodynamics and reduces wind resistance, but also helps keep water out during travel and changing weather conditions. The material offers strong resistance to moisture, UV exposure, and everyday impacts, adding a noticeable boost to the durability of the pop-up structure. The result is a lightweight but solid outer shell that ties in well with the rest of the build. The camper reaches full structural completion, with all major systems now brought together into a single working unit. Everything is checked to make sure it works as intended. The moving parts operate smoothly, and there's no visible stress on the joints or mounting points, confirming that the structure holds together as one cohesive system. The interior build begins with a simple layout sketched directly onto the walls and floor, just to make sure everything in mind actually fits in the limited space. It's the point where the idea stops being abstract and has to work in real dimensions. Every line drawn here has to make sense in practice, because there's not much room to adjust once things start going in. The first section of the interior is a vertical storage cabinet that also works as a ladder to reach the bed above. It's a simple, dual-purpose design that makes the most of the limited space, combining storage and access in one compact structure. Everything is kept tight and efficient without wasting room or feeling bulky. Staying in line with a budget-friendly approach, most of the wood used for the interior is reclaimed. It's a practical choice that keeps costs down while still getting the job done. A lot of it comes from materials that were headed for the landfill. Instead of going to waste, they get a second life here, cleaned up and worked back into the build. Part of the bench seat is being cut out to form a combined battery box and water tank cabinet. That small opening is where a 5-gallon water tank will sit. It's placed on the right side of the Tacoma on purpose, since the truck's fuel tank is on the left. That helps balance out the weight a bit, keeping the vehicle more stable and predictable when it's loaded. Now it's time to move over to the kitchen side. The counter gets built out here, and it also ties into the bed platform, so one structure ends up doing a few different jobs at once. The idea is to keep things efficient and avoid wasting space. This section of the cabinet is designed to house the propane tank, the sink, and the drain tub, bringing all of the main cooking and water systems into a single, compact utility zone. All the wood surfaces are coated with mold and mildew primer used on both interior and exterior areas for added protection. It goes on as a precaution more than anything, forming a protective layer over the wood to help it hold up better over time. The goal is simple: extend the life of the materials and give them a better chance against moisture and changing conditions inside the camper. A bright blue color is chosen to bring some life into the space, making the interior feel more open and a bit more personal. It's a simple choice, but it changes the whole mood inside the camper. The cabinet doors are built from scrap wood, keeping things consistent with the rest of the build. Nothing fancy, just simple, functional pieces that still end up looking surprisingly good. The battery box is placed at the midpoint of the truck to help keep the weight balanced. Even though the battery itself is only about 25 pounds, positioning still matters, helping the setup feel more stable and reducing uneven load stress over time. Inside goes a 12-volt, 100 ampere-hour lithium iron phosphate battery, a compact power source designed to run the camper's essential systems without relying on the truck itself. The charger is a 14.6 volt 20 ampere unit designed for charging from house power or shore power when plugged in. The battery is a 12.8 volt 100 ampere hour lithium iron phosphate unit built for stable, reliable energy storage in a compact form. A fold-down table is added to the side of the camper to make cooking at camp more practical and comfortable. Real-world use often highlights what still needs improving, and this is one of those simple upgrades that makes a big difference day to day. Lightweight materials are chosen, but are still strong enough to handle outdoor conditions and repeated use. Seat cushions are made using high-quality foam, combined with a rigid backing material, giving them both comfort and structure. The design is focused on durability, with enough strength to handle regular use, wear, and tear over time, while still staying comfortable to sit or lie on. The fridge runs off the lithium battery, and it can operate for multiple days on a single charge. It's mounted on a sliding system, making it easy to access when needed. The base of the slide includes strong mounting positions, which help spread the load more evenly. This design improves stability over time and helps the system hold up better against vibration and the constant movement that comes with travel. The camper is now fully equipped and ready for long trips. Everything is in place, from the main systems to the smaller finishing details, all coming together into a complete functional setup. It's built to handle extended travel with the essential comforts and utilities ready for use on the road. Everything is packed up: propane for the fire pit, a kettle for coffee, water tanks filled, and the battery fully charged. The whole load is kept organized and within easy reach. Simple, but effective for this kind of setup. It's all arranged with one clear goal in mind: making camp setup quick and efficient instead of something slow and complicated. It's an easy rhythm, slow and calm, a clear contrast to the pace of everyday life. Steaks are cooked over the fire in a cast iron skillet, simple and unhurried. Just a solid meal made entirely outdoors. Nothing more is needed than the warmth of the fire and the quiet around it. After all the cutting, measuring, rebuilding, and rethinking, it all finally comes together in a single, working setup. What started as a pile of materials slowly turns into something real, something that holds up to use, not just plans on paper. Every small decision along the way ends up showing in how it feels now: solid, practical, and ready for the road. And in those simple hours, coffee warming the hands, windows framing passing light, and the world constantly changing just beyond reach, the build fulfills its purpose. The camper is no longer just a structure mounted on a Tacoma. It becomes a space ready for distance, silence, and movement. It stops being about fabrication or assembly. It's no longer even about the form itself. It is about the life it enables: steady, mobile, and always moving toward whatever comes next. If you enjoyed watching this build come to life, there's more on the way. Subscribe to Macarium to stay tuned for the next project, and feel free to drop your ideas in the comments. Some of them might just become the next build.